It's an early morning CU podcast for Tuesday, July 16th, 2019, alongside Plucky Ian Ferguson.
That's me.
Unpalpable Pat Contry. We're talking about lots of fun stuff happened in the past week. The TurboGrafx Mini lineup revealed. The PlayStation Classics getting thrown into dumpsters. GameStop renovations. Shenmue 3 drama. And more. And a Patreon poll topic. Ian, you had an arrival. Real quick. Comic-Con reminder this weekend. You know, I'll be walking around having fun. If you want to come out and see the AVGN panel, it's Saturday at 5 p.m. Check your local listings for locations at the library downtown.
And we should shout out the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo. I told some people I would do so in the intro because they had not heard of it, and they are from New York City. So
oh, okay.
Let's just make sure.
Well, Ian, do you have the information on you to shout it out?
Nope, I'm just.
Oh, that's good,
I'm just
Ian.
saying it right now.
And we're going to be there August 10th and 11th. Go to expo.liretro.com for tickets and information. We've been mentioning every podcast. They're not listening to the podcast.
Hey, I'm just keeping it up.
Are they cutting out on the podcast? They're not sticking with us?
I told them to make sure to watch the intro this week, and he was like, "Oh, we just usually pick and choose the clips." And I said, "Well, watch the intro. I will make sure I put it in the intro." So
it's their fault, not ours, because we mentioned.
Oh, it's not our fault, but
okay.
I'm just saying, let's cover the bases. Let's make sure everyone knows.
I'm not tailoring my podcast to people that you associate with that don't bother to listen to the whole thing, Ian.
I don't know who they are. They're customers. They're not people I associate with.
Well, then that's even worse.
Well, then you're actively shooting down additional guests.
Are they going to fly out to there?
No, they live in New York.
Then how come they were here? They're on vacation?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome one and all to Long Island. I'm also going to be at Missouri Game Con on August 3rd. You can go to mogamecon.com for more information. I'll be there with Norm the Gaming Historian, my ex-roommate, Norm the Gaming Historian, as well there. Ian, you had an arcade cabinet arrive, like a stork delivering a baby.
I did.
I totally did not know this happened or forgot about it. You're like, oh yeah, cabinet's arriving.
Totally just forgot about it.
No,
I've told you plenty of times.
No, you never. I thought you were getting a consoleized sort of JAMA kit. I didn't think you were getting a whole arcade cabinet for your vendetta you're on.
I don't know why you would think I would get something more complex and confusing than an arcade cabinet when I never told you what I was getting.
You did tell me back then about getting a mock-up to play Mr. Driller. Ian, explain this to the audience.
No. There's some secrets that need to be kept for right now.
You already revealed it in past podcasts,
but many people
go back to the archive to last September?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Was it September or the year before that? Was it a year and a half or this?
It was September. It was this past September.
Okay.
Because it was
Retropalooza,
after.
Right?
No, it was after the most recent
what event was
Gaming Expo, Game On Expo.
It was Game On, not Retropalooza. That's right. You haven't been to Retropalooza yet. It was okay. Okay.
I've got some work to do.
Well, you already tweeted it.
Yep, got some work.
You got some work to do.
Yeah.
We'll get a JAMA multi-board in there too for fun. We'll actually play Final Fight on the cabinet. That'll be good.
That's what I'm going
for.
That'll
take me back to ground round days when I first played it. And then that was the first 50-cent game I ever saw that wasn't Dragon's Lair. And I thought it was broken because every other quarter wouldn't work. I didn't realize it was. I was 9, so the quarters get plugged in, and I was like, "What's going on?" It was the first time I played it, ground round.
Oh, I see. So you're like, "Oh, it ate that quarter.
Let's use another one." Oh, now it worked. How was 9-year-old Pat gonna know that? It was brand new. Like it was like that summer of '89 is when I first played it. And it was amazing. It's one of the best beat 'em ups. It aged well.
It did.
It aged incredibly well. Book update. Get my trench coat on. God, I love Rubber Stack. This will be the last weekend you can, not that you can pre-order it entirely. That'd be a really weird marketing campaign. The last weekend you can pre-order it, and get your name in the back of the book. I have to lock it down in the next couple weeks before it goes to printer. So go to ultimatesnes.com. You can pre-order there. And your name will be put in the back of the book and blazon forever once we're all gone and worm food. So I don't think it's really a thing. I looked it up. That's why they embalm you so you don't become worm food. The worms don't like that. It doesn't taste good. World Series of Poker, Ian, is going on. The main event. I like Texas Hold'em. I think it's a goal of mine, a life goal, to actually participate in the World Series of Poker main event, even though it's $10,000 to enter.
I thought it was the World Series of Pancakes.
Pancakes? That's a whole other event, Ian. want to get into that one? You want your flipping skills, the best blueberry pancake. There's like categories for pancakes.
Oh God,
chocolate chip.
I want some blueberry pancakes.
You ever go to the Waffle House? Not the Waffle House, but it's the one local in Point Loma there. The one.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Right before you hit Pacific Highway.
Perry's.
Perry's.
Yeah.
No, not Perry's.
Oh, no.
Other side of town, near Midway, and the end of Midway before you literally get on Pacific Highway.
No, I have not.
You have not. Wow. Okay. It's called it's Country Waffles. That's what it's called. It's really good.
I need to go.
Yes, you do. It doesn't have the lines that Perry has. Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, I'll treat you one post podcast morning brunch, maybe if you're nice to me. Anyway, so World Series of Poker is going on. They're down in the final 3. It's always a fun event, but the reason I want to talk about that is because we've been asked to talk about, we'll just mention it, about an artificial intelligence for the first time beating humans at a multi-handed poker, 6-handed poker. Computer AI beat humans, I think, over like 10,000 hands, which is significant because that's scary AI to do that. And it beats the world's best players. I think it was over 5 or 10,000 hands. They don't just do like, one, like it's over a lot of hands to make sure. So this is, let's see. This is interesting because this is not, if people don't know about poker, this isn't like chess or playing Othello where everything's laid out on a board and a computer can logically know what the next move is and predict it and go. Poker, you can't do that. Poker, you have to, there is an element of randomness and luck involved in poker, but you have to look at patterns and how people play, betting patterns, when to bluff. So the fact that an AI could do all that against professional world-class players and pick up on patterns, know when to bluff, when to bet, and still come out ahead that's scary AI. That's like,
sure.
So, and how could you apply that to video games if possible? You'd have, AI would run you off the battlefield at that point, probably. Like that's like, we're talking about being able to really adapt to patterns and behavior in a way that we probably haven't seen before. This isn't a chess AI. Chess AI is primitive compared to this. This takes all human elements and chance into account. So that's all I'm going to say. The apocalypse is upon us, closer and closer. Everyone's warning us about AI is going to be bad. Like there's really not that it's going to be Terminator stuff, but it can be bad. I'm just saying.
Well, if you take that poker AI, make it weird, and then put it in like one of those Boston Dynamics robots that
Oh, the ones that can like do parkour moves.
Yeah, and can't.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Fall over. Yeah.
But the good news is that these AIs are also like solving complex problems as well. You see those commercials on TV. Hopefully, it's not just for PR. We're discovering new beer flavors easily, and they're figuring out how to solve climate change issues and things and plugging them in. So, anyway, I just thought that was interesting. It's not worth the whole topic, but it was interesting that that's game changing AI there. And then of course, Ian, being that we record once a week, we're still behind the news. The Switch Lite,
yes,
was announced. Great games, less filling. The Switch Lite. So, what are your thoughts on the Switch Lite? We knew it was coming, then it was quiet, and then people were saying it's not coming, and then E3, and then not. So what are your thoughts on the Switch Lite? You want to run down the features first?
Yeah, let's run down the features. So it's gonna have better battery life.
What was it, 30-40% better battery life?
Yep, 30 to 40% better battery life. No detachable Joy-Cons.
Smaller,
lighter.
No HD rumble.
No HD rumble.
None of the Joy-Con bells and whistles because you can't remove them.
Right.
Remove them anyway. But there's no rumble. That's the big one.
And you can't dock it.
Can't dock it, and there's no kickstand.
The price is going to be $200. That's going to be the initial,
3 different colors.
Initial price point, and then 3 colors. There's like
to
a yellow.
Start. I'm sure there'll be more. There's that aqua, teal, blue.
Yeah, there's like a teal, yellow, and a gray.
Oh, it's 20 to 30% better life because the touch screen is 5.5 versus 6.2. Pat math, that's about 10%, 15% smaller.
I think it looks nice, and if you go back through the podcasts, I mean, this was one of my first guesses in terms of
proper D-pad.
Yeah, proper D-pad.
That's a big one.
This was like my first guess as to what they were going to do next with the Switch. I didn't know, and then they did, and I don't find it super exciting. My big problem, I think, with it is how stupid Nintendo makes transferring games and sharing games between systems.
Okay.
I have to look into that more. If that's something they figure out before it gets released, then I'm interested because, I love portables. I use portables mostly, and I'd love a little Switch to take with me, but it's not going to replace my current Switch. So if it's not going to replace my current Switch, if it's going to be a pain in the ass, I'm not interested.
I thought Doug Bowser in an interview said something about figuring out that games are locked to your account, but it can transfer over for digital. We're talking about.
Sure.
That would make sense to be able to do that.
It would.
If not, then you're starting from scratch on digital purchases, and no one would do that. It'd be a waste of time.
I just, with a Sony account, like a PSN account, I think you can have that active on 3 or 4 different devices. So if you had a PlayStation 4 in the living room, say, and then one in your kid's bedroom, something like that, you could share all the games easily. They could just be downloaded on both. Hopefully that's something that eventually becomes possible with this. It's because especially with the Switch, you now have a hybrid console that has a only portable version. So I don't see a lot of people using this to replace their current Switches. Do you see what I'm saying? So being able to share those games or have them on the go is a pretty big deal, I would think.
No, I tweeted out, this is for 3 people. It's for people that have a Switch and want a portable one. It's for people that have a kid and want a kid to have a nice handheld and Switch, and $200 is a great jumping in point for a very powerful handheld. And then, or it's for people that just want to give it a chance, don't want to spend $300.
Sure.
If I already had a PS4 or an Xbox One, it's like, I want to play Breath of the Wild, but maybe $300 is too much, but I can play it for $200, even though it'll be hard to find those little seeds without the rumble, right?
Actually, yes.
But you can still play it. I think there's only 3 or 4 games you cannot play. I think with the handheld, but you can still pair Joy-Cons. That's the good news. So when people are like, nothing's attachable, blah, blah, blah. It's still a party system. If you take it out with you, you can still lean it up against something, since they got rid of the kickstand, which I think was the one thing I would have kept because it's cheap. And you can still have 4-player action on a 5.5-inch screen. So it's not terrible. But for people that were saying, well, why is the Joy-Cons not detachable? Well, why is there no TV output? Because it's a different product.
Yeah.
Get the original product if you want that stuff. That was the whole point, is to give you flexibility. That was the whole point of having this product be separate than the original Switch. Like, when I saw some people say that, I was like, are you insane? Like, that's the reason why it's a totally separate product and why it costs, it's a third of the price. Not a third of the price, Pat. It's 2/3 of the price. Well, it's a third less.
I think what remains to be seen, and people are skeptical about with Nintendo, is usually Nintendo likes to release things and be like, well, no, this is going to exist alongside, and then it doesn't. They get rid of...
What are they going to get rid of? Not going to get rid of the original Switch. What do you mean?
Well, I think people are afraid that that's the direction it's going to go in.
Oh, no. Not with the ecosystem. They can't get rid of playing on a TV. When a lot of people do that, they can't do that. That's built into the Switch. People are saying, well, the name doesn't mean anything anymore. It's the brand. You can't switch it, but it's a Switch Lite. Who cares?
It's a brand.
It's a brand name. It doesn't have to have the direct meaning anymore. The pros are apply.
No, the brand has been applied. The brand is. I mean,
and the brand it works. It's a success. Not like the Wii U was a failure. And the Pro is going to probably come next year sometime. It'll be 3 years in, 3.5 years. A great time to upgrade if they're going to do it then. And it'll be right when the PS5 and Xbox, whatever, comes out. Scorpion, Deathblow console, 580pk console. You know what I mean? So it's a good timing for it. If I didn't have a Switch, I would probably go for this. If I didn't have one before. Because a lot of times, even with the TV, big TV in front of me, I'll just play like this. I will on my couch. It just feels more relaxing to do it. But it's not that the original Switch is too bulky. But yeah, having a smaller form slightly will be okay with it. So yeah, there's only there's like a handful of games that won't be compatible with this from the get-go, like 1-2 Switch, which requires the the rumble functionality. But is anyone playing that at this point?
No one was playing it when it came out.
It's cute. It should have been a packing game, but games that don't work with Switch Lite. Switch Lite. Let's see. Is there a list I got of them? What games are affected? Let's see. What we got? Super Mario Party. Okay. Well, you can probably play with multiple players, though. Unless the You need Rumble on it, though. You won't. So Super Mario Party 1, 2 Switch is affected. Labo is not compatible with it. People aren't going to care about that. ARMS, because you need detachable Joy-Cons. And Fitness Boxing. That's sleeper hit. Oh, and Just Dance, obviously, because you got to wave around.
Yeah.
Well, for some of this, you can just get the Joy-Cons and pair them. Jackbox Party Games, Super Mario Maker 2. Creating levels in Mario Maker 2 in dock mode is hardly the recommended way to do so, which makes the Switch limitations work in its favor. Yeah, because you're working off one screen, not two. I get that. Or it's a smaller screen, I should say. And local multiplayer games. So, are many games even using the Rumble that much?
No.
So that's really the main thing that affects this. Anyway, I guess you can Just Dance with two of them in two hands, 2 Switch Lites. Oh, that was the announcement I saw last week or a couple weeks ago. They're still coming out with Just Dance for Wii.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a 2020 edition.
I have no idea, but 29. Oh yeah, they announced that at.
That's fantastic.
They announced that at E3.
They're selling enough. People are still dusting off their Wiis and doing dance parties. Like, but when I first moved to San Diego, people were playing Wii at parties. It was cool. Have a glass of wine and watch an idiot jump around to Aha in the living room. That actually happened back in 2009, 10. The early Pat San Diego days. I was still trying to define my Southern California identity. I was chameleon then. I had the beard for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. The beard worked out the other times, not the first time. The second and third times the beard worked out. So wait, so
moving on.
Oh, we forgot. There's going to be a Pokemon edition of the Switch Lite, and they'll probably do fucking 40 other versions of it.
Yeah,
they'll do the same thing. All right, we're going to move on.
Yes.